frustrating knowing exactly what to do and still not doing it. And that isn't a character flaw, it's a wiring issue. So I want to show you what actually started closing that gap for me. For a long time I thought that the problem was motivation. I thought that I lacked motivation, and that if I wanted something badly enough, then I'd finally be able to be consistent. But what I didn't realise was that my brain wasn't resisting the goal, it was resisting the next step. And also there's no amount of hype that can fix that. So yeah, but there is a shift that started changing things for me. So behaviour doesn't follow motivation. It follows what our brain sees as familiar, safe and obvious. So when that's missing, procrastination isn't laziness, it's protection. And in this video, I'm not going to be forcing discipline. That's not what we're doing. I'm going to show you how I started rewiring what my brain pays attention to. And then action stopped feeling like a fight. Okay, so here's what I mean. If you watched my last video, then you will already know why I decided to create a movement board. And today is the reveal. I'm going to show you what I created, so exciting. But also, more importantly, why it works on a brain level. Because there is method in the madness, you know. So this isn't just a vision board in the traditional sense, or not even the traditional sense. It's not a vision board in the sense of you know, you stick things on a board and then it just falls into your lap, or you know, you just stick things on a board and then just hope that something will happen. It's about training how my brain sees, decides and moves. So most people think that boards like this, movement boards, vision boards, action board, motion board, define it as you want, think that, you know, because you're visualizing success. Now there is, you know, if you can see it, you can achieve it, right? But what they actually do is, when they're done intentionally, and intention is the key to all of this, but when they're done intentionally, they condition your attention and your identity. So that is where the real change comes in. That's where the shift starts happening. Okay, so your brain has a system called the reticular activating system, and what that does is it filters what your brain notices and ignores. So you know, you're exposed to millions of pieces of information every single day, and your brain filters most of it out automatically. And when you consistently expose your brain to specific images, specific themes, specific words, then it teaches that filter what matters to you. And this is why movement boards work, because it doesn't magically, you know, create opportunities. It just helps you to see the ones that are already there that you may have overlooked. And so the board is giving my brain clearer signals about what's relevant now, what's relevant to me now. And another major part of this is neuroplasticity. So your brain physically rewires itself based on repetition, and especially repeated thoughts, repeated images and identities. So my movement board isn't about what I want to be someday. It's reinforcing who I'm becoming now. So yeah, our brains don't change because we're motivated. They change because we repeatedly act in alignment with an identity. And so that's what helps with the movement boards. And you know, I create it like, it's like an identity cue. Okay, it's not a wish list. Like I said, you don't just pop things on your board and think, oh, okay, yeah, there's no action that needs to be taken here, it's going to happen for me, because that's not the case. But there's also a dopamine component to this too. And so, you know, dopamine is a chemical that is not misunderstood, but people misunderstand that. Even though, yes, it is a reward chemical, it's also a directional chemical. So our brain releases more of it when it knows where you're going and that you're moving towards something clear. And so, you know, this, when you have direction, then action feels lighter. So it all helps with the flow of things, okay? So here's something to remember. Clarity creates momentum, okay? Confusion creates chaos, and chaos creates resistance. Alright? So, already one of the biggest benefits that I've noticed from doing my movement board is my decision making. And when your direction is clear, then your brain spends less time like figuring things out and debating everything, because not every choice needs to be overthought, and you know, your decisions get filtered through the identity and the direction. So, you know, for example, I have a mission, I have my goal, I have my vision, and I have my plan. And so when things come up that aren't in alignment with that, it's much easier for me to decide, or even if it is in alignment with that, it's just much more easier for me to decide, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that, or no, I'm not going to do that, and keep moving. Because when you know who you're becoming, decisions start making themselves, right? You know? So, I think it's time. I think it's time to reveal my board. So exciting. So yeah, here she is, my cute little board. As I said, if you have watched my last video, then you will see that the other ones are a lot bigger. However, this one was very specific for me. So as you can see, I just want to reinforce as well, like, it's not just about the aesthetics, okay? It's not just about, oh, there's pretty pictures on the board. You know, this is really part of a bigger system that you know, that I use and that I'm reinforcing and readjusting to make sure that it does work. It's part of a bigger framework for me, okay? So yeah, here it is. I've got some chess on there because I'm going to be learning chess this year. Never stop learning. Some things that I need. Lots of fire horses. Reminders of what the fire horse year is. And that's just to remind me really of the energies that are with me this year. You know, we all have ups and we all have downs, right? But you got to stick to the plan. As you can see, 444, you have to protect yourself from the energies, especially the ones that you know, are not good. So yeah, you know, YouTube shit, what? Okay, then I am a very successful YouTuber. Energy is contagious. Surround yourself with people who lift you higher. Just start. More life, more love, more memories. My YouTube channel is a platform for my unique voice and perspective audience. My content connects, converts, and builds community. Move. Your circle defines your future. Surround yourself with people on the same frequency. So this is very intentional. Everything has been placed intentionally, and like I said, it's signaling to my brain now. It's helping to reinforce who I am becoming, the woman who I am becoming. I'm in my becoming era. You know, this isn't saying to me, what do you want? It's not asking me that. It's answering to me, how do I move? How do I need to move in order to be able to get myself to where I need to be? What do I need to do? You know? And so, yeah, here she is. I call her a movement board because it's meant to create movement and it's meant to create motion, not just vision. So like I said, it is part of a larger system that I am building, and that is to turn intention into action and then action into something repeatable, you know, that you can build from. And this is the foundation. So yeah, I'm not sure. Let's put her here. I think I'm going to put her here. She's going to be here. You know what I mean? Because this is, yeah, that's where she's gonna go. Just look at her, she's so cute. But I'm not sharing this as a finished success story by any means. I'm sharing it as a system that I am actively using and refining. So yeah, if it's something that resonates with you, maybe you're somebody that resonates with systems, maybe you're somebody that likes systems, maybe you're somebody that thrives off systems. But before I let you go, I do just want to leave you with this. Okay, so just think about this, a bit of food for thought for you. Every choice you make today, tomorrow, and the next day is either reinforcing the identity that you already have or the one that you want to become. Okay, so most of us focus on the big goal, focus on the bigger picture, but it's the small repeated signals. That's what our brain notices and acts on. So that's what really rewires us. Okay, these small repeated signals, these small baby steps, these compounding baby steps that we do daily. And so the real question isn't, what do I want to achieve? Okay, the real question is, who am I showing up as right now? Because that's what your future self is already noticing. That's it for me today. Thank you so much if you have liked this video. As you already know, good vibes are on the way. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.